BA Business and Enterprise in Sport degree, it's an online degree. It's designed specifically for elite athletes and people working within that sporting environment. So the whole concept of the degree is to provide athletes with a means of studying alongside their sporting commitments. I guess the overall aims of the degree are to allow athletes to think about where they might want to move beyond their sporting career. It encompasses obviously areas of business and enterprise. So for athletes who wish to move into the world of business, for athletes who want to set up a sports related business, starting to think about the enterprising opportunities that are available to them based upon their knowledge and experience and contacts within the world of sport. There's substantial opportunities for students to personalise the degree, largely through experiential learning and work-based learning that's embedded across every level of the course. So what we're doing there is we're looking at the theory that's been taught to the students and we're giving them an opportunity to put that into practice within their own environment, and similarly to start focusing upon their anticipated career destination. Essentially, although the degree is delivered online, the students have access to all of the same support services that a face-to-face student would have. So they absolutely have access to our academic skills team. They have access to a named articulation advisor, someone who is experienced in helping students transition into university. They can access Bright Red Triangle, and in fact Bright Red Triangle, which is our sort of business incubation department, they're embedded throughout the programme to allow athletes to start thinking about how they go about setting up businesses. There was an interesting piece of research which was conducted in Australia, which was looking at Aussie rules footballers, and what this piece of research was showing was that there was clear evidence to suggest that the athletes who were involved in some form of dual career, and that's not necessarily dual career in terms of studying, but some form of structured off-field activity, the athletes who were engaged in that actually performed better and were more successful within their sport. Athletes and support staff have a huge range of skills and experiences which are directly applicable into business, into enterprise, into almost any working environment. I guess probably the most commonly known one is motivation, but beyond that, teamwork. And irrespective of whether we're talking about athletes who are working within a team sport, whether that's rugby, football, hockey or whatever, or athletes who are individuals, they'll still be working within a team, within that support environment, and they have a really good understanding of what's involved in managing those relationships and sort of working out how to get to a final outcome through team working. Time management, undoubtedly a good one for elite athletes they're juggling a life as anyone else is alongside the demands of competing in elite sport. Resilience is a really important part of that, and it's having coping strategies and access to an awful lot of resources and knowing how to juggle competing demands upon them. Translates directly into their studying, definitely translates into the world of business, world of enterprise, entrepreneurial activities. In terms of risk-taking, so risk-taking is a really interesting concept within business, within finance, and particularly within enterprising activities. There is a need to take risk. If you don't take risk, there will be probably very limited reward. Sports people are really used to taking risks. We have to take risks within the game, but we have to manage that risk-taking, and it's thinking through how much risk is enough risk, how do we adopt or how do we try and manage that risk-taking approach, and that's something that can be directly applied into a business and enterprise setting.